Buenas tardes, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estamos? Bienvenidos al canal YouTube Sports Game Máximo. Soy José María y estamos aquí con The Outer World 2 con la Play 5 Pro. Vamos a tope con el juego. Tenemos 2 horitas, bueno, hora y media. Quería empezar a las 5, pero he tenido una llamada familiar y era imposible de poder estar con vosotros a la hora que yo quería. Entonces, como cuando hay un tema de familiar, me gusta hablarlo tranquilamente, sin hacer directo, ¿no? Pero bueno, espero que lo entiendan. Buenas tardes, Pressing, Papa Santo, León Resident Evil. Estás. ¿Habéis visto el vídeo de esta mañana? Qué bien chetado tengo la V en Cyberpunk 2077. Me enfrenté con 5 estrellas de alerta de policía. 5 estrellas. Empecé a ir por las calles a pegar tiros y a explosión y todo. Y madre mía, tío, no pudieron conmigo, Ojo, y eso que me falta todavía subir de nivel el personaje. Pero la tengo muy chetada. No sé si tengo nivel 47. La tengo muy bien chetada. Y aún no ha llegado al 60. Y eso que lo juego a dificultad difícil. Pero he creado un build tan bueno. Bueno, lo podéis ver el vídeo. Impresionante. Ha sido épico. Pero ir por las calles. Hostia, guau, tío. Ha sido brutal. José, si compro el Saros, a lo mejor lo compro en Mediamar, porque me sale 10 euros más barato. Hombre, si te ahorras dinero, adelante. Todo lo que sea ahorrar dinero, bienvenido sea, ¿no? A ver. ¿Cuánto tengo que bajar?
Think they made the statue big enough?
¡Hostia! ¡Hostia, que ha caído, tío, que ha caído! ¡Un meteorito!
There ain't been active fighting here in I don't even know how long. We got bases down there. If one of them got hit, then that strike will be the first of many.
Oye, ¿cómo es que ella habla y no me entero lo que dice? A ver. Pero ¿habéis visto qué efectos especiales más chulos de la explosión? ¿Habéis visto la explosión, tío? Qué bien hecho estaba y el sonido. ¡Guau, tío! Es brutal, tío. Ahí vi un vídeo de Alien Isolation que subiste hace 3 años. El tiempo máximo de gameplay de ese juego llega a apenas 1 hora. No, es que no lo tenía. No es que se lo olvidó, es que no lo tenía con subtítulos, los comentarios. Guau, tío, pero ha sido brutal, tío.
Attention passenger, you are running 21,027.5 hours late for your tram. Please be mindful of your departure in the future.
Wow, this station's sure gone to scrap since last I stepped about. Don't think we'll be hitching a ride anywhere quick.
Stay vigilant. Report any suspicious activity to your nearest station warden. This is your 2061st reminder to keep all personal items with you at all times.
Y tengo que ir, tío.
Your patience is commendable, passenger. Please continue waiting quietly until the next tram arrives.
Escucho ruido, no sé si es que me han tocado la puerta o es el juego. ¿Y cómo se baja de aquí? Ah, por aquí será. No, pero que no entiendo cómo se baja.
The plan can wait. Our lines will not. Good subjects arrive 15 minutes early to avoid missing their tram.
Es que la calidad de sonido es tan bueno que a veces no sé si es real o es el juego.
The plan can wait. Our lines will not.
Es que no sé, tío.
Subjects arrive 15 minutes early to avoid missing their tram.
No sé cómo se sale de aquí. Ah, por aquí, por aquí, por aquí.
Commendable, passenger. Please continue waiting quietly until the next tram arrives.
Looks like folks holed up here after the fighting started. Guess not everybody was eager to take sides.
Day 206. Morale? Low. Condition? Feeble. Voucher mech. Watching. Always watching. Many have left for Matriarch's mercy, seeking refuge with the Order. Fools. Can't they see the Order is no different from the Protectorate? The Order won't...
Incessant muttering to oneself may disturb fellow passengers. Further conduct violations may warrant notification of the Sentinels.
Try it, you doddering rattletrap! Such threats compel me no longer. I now answer to no one. I've seen through the lies of both sides. In time, everyone will.
Unwarranted optimism may be a sign of a more serious...
El 1 muy bueno. El 2, me gustaría comprarme el 2.
Please see...
Porque ahora está bien parcheado, pero cuando salió muy mal
We
el
got an
juego.
appointment to keep at Matriarch's mercy. Let's just hope we don't get shelled too.
Pero, ¿sabes qué pasa? Ese juego habla mucho muy parachín las armas. Y como está en inglés no te enteras lo que dicen. No te da tiempo a leerlo. Joder, qué bien se ve el juego, Brutal, tío, brutal cómo se ve, Qué bien, qué bonito se ve. Esto es otro planeta, no es el planeta del otro día, Este es otro planeta que estamos ahora. Lo que no sé si se puede poner el personaje al centro. No lo sé cómo se puede hacer. Igual se puede, lo que no sé cómo hacerlo. No lo sé. ¿Qué ruido?
Another refugee? All right, step forward. Just a moment. Allowing anyone into Matriarch's mercy unprocessed will upset the precarious ratio of refugees to aid. We should have an opportunity for placement in approximately 7.85 days, presuming no unforeseen alterations. That a fact? Well, I was going to give you a friendly warning, but since you don't have the time, I'll leave you to wonder. So be it. Welcome to Matriarch's Mercy.
Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to how it was?
I wish. Between the invaders, the order defecting,
Algorithmic dissonance?
Oyster is looking pretty good right about now.
Reminds me of Tau Ceti right after the merger. Had to wait for my number to be called just to get rations and a cot. Hope these folk don't have to wait as long.
Control reality. Ascend to a state of virtual godhood.
By the law. It's you. Oh, thank the architect you're finally here. I've scarcely breathed while hoping you'd come. I am in desperate need of your help. Since you aren't a refugee, I hope you understand that I cannot offer my goods free of charge, but my prices are fair.
You're right. The universe does not orient itself toward fairness. But it's my firm belief humanity can do better. Evidence to the contrary. Ah, you must be the, Earth Directorate agent I was told to expect. Your
Hoy ha salido el
punctuality is
físico, el
commendable.
Hatch on Life,
Allow
el
me
2,
to
¿no?
welcome you to Golden Reach. I'm afraid I've no refreshments available, but can I interest you in a customary debate over decidability?
Fue un desastre. No estaba bien optimizado. Que yo lo subí al canal, ¿os acordáis? Con la Xbox Series X. Dicen que lo han arreglado.
Sensible. Straight to business, then. The presiding bishop sent word of your imminent arrival. However, pursuant to our normal standards of compartmentalization, she was scant on the details of your mission. That said, I've been instructed to assist you however I can. So, tell me, what brings you to Golden Reach?
Es que se veía muy mal, Alejandro. Se veía muy mal.
Victor? Oh, yes, Archivist Clemens. Quite the mind. Such encyclopedic knowledge of engineering. One could almost mistake him for an exemplar. Is he in some kind of trouble?
Victor Clemens, some kind of radical. What an absurd notion.
I must agree with my seer. I once watched Victor shed copious tears over a damaged datapad. It's difficult to imagine him capable of worse. And that may well be true. But our standard of proof within the Order is not normally met by hearsay alone. Victor's currently supervising highly experimental research at one of our labs to the northwest, the N-Ray Range, beyond the invaders' front lines. Unfortunately, you'll need to go through the decommissioned autonomous extractorium to reach it. That path is less than safe, so I advise caution. Besides the highly caustic Xeranium River and the Mantisaurs, we've also received reports of mad cultists in the area. It does make me wonder why Victor decided to stay. Victor is dedicated. Single-minded, one could say. I've always thought highly of his analytical skills as a researcher.
Como el del Lego Batman y el 007. Sí,
perhaps.
esos son los dos juegos
Loath
que
as I am to admit it,
más potentes del
there
mes
may
que
be
viene.
some merit to your worries over a conspiracy within the Order, whether Victor is involved or not. As my predecessor would remind me, denying unpleasant facts is not good science. I would be remiss if I failed to support an investigation. No doubt you heard of the recent attack launched on that Anti's Choice base, Outpost Opportunity. It came from one of our facilities, the Zeranium Manufactory. But that facility is intended for research, not military action. I hate thinking an Order member responsible, but given the precision of the attack, it does suggest traitors in our midst. It would undoubtedly benefit both of us to root them out.
Respectfully, Scholar, given current tensions, should we really be trusting such a delicate task to this stranger? Would an internal review of our ranks not be more appropriate? Choosing levity at a moment like this is only further evidence of your lack of good judgment.
I don't dispute the need for discretion, my friend, but the presiding bishop made the determination to send the agent to us. It's best we trust her calculations. Moreover,
Sí, el
our
MediaMarkt más
situation is
barato que la
growing
tienda Game.
increasingly dire.
Los mismos juegos
I can't
siempre
overstate
son más
my
baratos
fears
en
concerning this
MediaMarkt.
most recent attack ending the ceasefire and reigniting the war in Golden Ridge. One more thing. Your investigation into the traitors takes precedence, but if you could also render aid at Outpost Opportunity on our behalf, such a gesture might preserve the peace. I knew I could rely upon you. Ruth wouldn't have sent you otherwise. Here, take this writ of investigative inquiry. It'll grant you access to the manufactory. Seer Wiley and I will conduct our own inquest into these traitors you've mentioned erstwhile. We can compare notes once you've returned with your findings.
We need to help the folk at Opportunity, Commander. Void the Abbot. He's more concerned with exonerating his own than with making things right.
Robo y con la tranquilidad que no me van a pillarme porque me cerré la puerta, tío.
What is it? I have 15 seconds of allotted time for non-specific discourse, so choose your words with expediency. Oh, new arrivals. Of an independent operative nature, one presumes. Did the abbot assign you to help? Yes. Unfortunately, you are the first to notice. Infrastructure requests from the displaced exceed present resource capacity. The mounting accumulation of prevailing desideratum is regrettably beyond us. Or beyond me, more to the point. I am simply one person, impossibly stretched thin, and unable to attend to the needs of the displaced. Why, yes. And here I assumed I was speaking to a, no offense, layperson. Tell me, what do you know of the exclusion zone? The exclusion zone is a mere corner of Matriarch's mercy, and rightfully off limits. You see, the seer predicted that a calamity would befall the exclusion zone, warning that the barrier must not be crossed. But the ever-disruptive voice of the displaced is dead set on occupying the exclusion zone anyway, laughing in the face of certain peril. We don't know, and therein lies the frustration. The seer has augured death for anyone who enters the exclusion zone. Yes, you heard me right. Death. Furthermore, and I quote, an outside mediator, having earned the confidence of both sides, has a high likelihood of clearing up an ongoing dispute. We can't have the voice of the displaced sowing disorder. Will you help us? Will you be our outside mediator, as was foretold? The first step is to familiarize yourself with every angle of the dispute. Talk to the people of Matriarch's Mercy. The displaced want the exclusion zone. We want it kept off limits. We can't both be right. Feel free to speak with the voice of the displaced herself if you aren't already acquainted. Any questions before you get started? According to predictions, yes. Or at least, my interpretation of them. I am reasonably certain. More than usual, in fact. Many people around camp support or object to our methods. Speak to them, form your own opinion, and when you are ready, we will decide the fate of the exclusion zone.
1,068.5 pardons, but my attention is presently 99.81% occupied, coordinating provisions and supplies for the displaced. I haven't any time for idle chatter, but I suppose I can carve out a moment for urgent business.
Joder, qué montón de cosas chulas vende. Madre mía. Y no puedo vender nada. Tiene un montón de cosas guapas, tío. Hay que conseguir dinero, tío. Está claro.
What caused the schism between the Protectorate and the Order? The Consul tried to kill presiding Bishop Ruth Pssr, but we saw that coming.
My soup is nutritionally calculated to sustain all bodily functions, but it could use a little salt.
Oh, try not to get too close. My sinuses are stuffed up, my ears are backed up, and my guts are gurgling. I could burst at any moment. Every fluid from every orifice. So keep your distance. Don't want it, don't need it. I've gotten sick at least a dozen times since we set up camp. Why, last week alone, I caught hack lung, sprat tongue, skinny teeth, and a rare case of mortified skull emergence. Figured I might as well get used to being sick. So I'm practicing for my next disease. It's gonna be a nasty one. I think it's downright awful what's happened to these fine folks. But me especially. Sickness, malnutrition, spontaneous genetic disorders, it never ends. You too. Trust me, you don't want to catch this. Neither do I, for that matter.
Wait. Don't tell me you're one of those drones from Auntie's Choice.
Easy, friend. We're in this together.
You just keep your distance.
Le he robado sin querer. Me cago en la puta, tío.
Look, I'm not with Auntie anymore. Can't say I'm fond of these lodgings. Talk about close quarters.
Just be grateful for what you have.
Broke my nose I banged him up real good for you, didn't I? I won you one, right? Matters settled.
The void you did. Barely connected. You're thinking of 2-3 scraps ago. You've been mostly unconscious a while now.
You used at least 2 words I ain't sure I know. And I already forgot the question. No? I think.
You ought to talk to Boss Tilda. She's the brains in this... What does she call it? Oh, yeah. quasi-illicit shenanigan.
Doesn't like to look at us when we're all banged up. Said my face turned her off Borst loaf.
Pero, ¿os ha pasado una vez? Que eso me pasó también en el Starfield. Que aprietas que quieres hablar con alguien y sin querer, pues robas algo. A mí me ha pasado alguna vez, más de una vez en Starfield.
Word to wise, don't accept anything here that's given for free. You'll pay, one way or another.
No time to chinwag. More than my business.
You got business? No? Move on. So's the place we used to stash the bodies of those too nosy to know better. You got me?
Greetings. What can I help you with? Let me guess. One of your co-occupants is always hanging up his or her britches in your corner of the yurt. Am I right?
Se viste muy raro
or you're dealing with more of
pone
a
el pelo muy
stay
raro.
off my palate or that's my air you're breathing sort of thing. Hmm? Pray
¿A ti también te ha pasado, Alejandro,
your
alguna
chief
vez?
of contention. Oh, really? Like they strung a few words together in a row and
Da rabia cuando
made
pasa eso, tío.
sense? That's a marked improvement on earlier. Guessing they left out a bunch, though. Here in Matriarch's Mercy, if you're not a member of the Order, you're probably living close to somebody else. In some cases, sleeping on top of them. Sort of thing tends to cause friction between neighbors.
El juego este
Would lead
medio,
to fights, but
que lo
nobody
subí
here
hace
wants trouble
poco,
with the Order. So they
directo,
hire our hooligans to
lo
battle
compré
by
en
proxy.
Amazon.
Half the time, people shy away at the first sight of blood. The other, that's what they're there for. We say whoever wins the fight wins the argument. But frankly, it's never anything of consequence, like, okay, hurrah! This guy gets back his mangy button. Now, how can I help you exactly? Ugh, a tourist. Well, clear out then, huh? Can't have you scaring off real customers. I got a bunch of yeggs, 2 pugilists, and a cicanid to feed.
Hola Javier, ¿cómo te va, tío? Ah, ¿tú qué eres? ¿Mi sobrino? No lo sabía. Alejandro, es una liada.
Keep your nose clean and your teeth dirty.
Look, your nose was just a stand-in for Duante's nose.
Don't feel like no stand-in.
Where do we go now? Another refugee camp? What happened to this place? Where do we go? Another refugee camp? Another colony?
Ruth Pssr
with an
is the first. Apologies, outsider. As a vicar, I am usually tasked with guiding non-order lay people, such as yourself. Lately, the abbot has tasked me with the education of the refugees in our care. You are, of course, free to stay to be enlightened by my lecture, but
Sobrinillo
I don't need
soy.
an abacus to predict your
Eres
path
mi
lies
sobrino, a ver.
elsewhere.
Dime en qué pueblo vives. Solamente dime la primera letra. Solamente la primera letra del pueblo donde vives.
Ah, frivolous jocularity is one of a vicar's key methods for establishing rapport with lay people. If we gab a bit, I might restock my arsenal for witty rejoinders and quips. Yes, I reckon I do have my ear to the grimy dirt floor of Matriarch's
Pues nada,
Mercy. I
no
hear
eres mi
what
sobrino.
common lay people are saying, and
Pues no
the
tengo ningún
wide
sobrino
array
en
of
Jaén.
bodily noises they make. Suppose I, more than any other member of the Order here, connect with non-scienticians. I've begun daily lectures, including practical advice on efficiently planning their days.
Ah, tú eres de Jaén.
I frequently launch into extended orations on everyone's favorite topic, math, and meticulously expatiate on our sex origins in the most rigorously pedantic
Yo
detail.
no soy de Úbeda. Yo tengo uno de mis mejores amigos de infancia que es de Úbeda.
Oh, dear. I got ahead of myself, didn't I? That's an occupational hazard around here. As I'm sure you've read in recent
Y se llama
dissertations
Javier,
doing the rounds,
también. Fíjate,
education
y se llama
has proven
Javier.
to have a
Qué
13.7%
casualidad.
increase in overall quality of life. I am single-handedly making a difference here. With constructive pointers on efficient scheduling, lessons on order history, plus some mathematics for a little added razzle-dazzle. Never as many as I would like, perhaps, but my little congregation grows by the hour. Eventually, my unsophisticated layperson friend, the knowledge just seeps right in. Give it a few years and they'll even be asking questions.
Bread, crackers, mathematically unnecessary. A good soup spoon.
And then we solve for the... apologies. Just catching up on a research assignment between queries. Yes? Did you need something? Oh, doesn't everyone have that memorized? It's 1.77245385. Ah, I see you were making a jest and/or attempt at conversation. Anything else? Distraction and I are old colleagues at this point. My part in these shared circumstances is admittedly somewhat unique. The abbot felt a scientician operating in a conspicuous spot in the thoroughfare might be useful. An illustrative way for our guests to see how we operate, to show how the crabble patties are made, as it were. That is, if the meat preparation involved a 90-step rate formula and a conflux of polynomial equations. I am also on hand to answer queries by providing data supporting our actions. Though perhaps due to my central location, 89.74% of the time, I am simply asked for directions. Given our present circumstances, most of my data revolves around existential threats, vis-a-vis the displaced. According to data, life inside shows a notable uptick in key relevant quality of life factors: longevity, access to medicine, potable water. Life outside sees increased risk of starvation, inclement weather, and hostile xenofauna. Yes,
En este juego, si te pones a robar, luego te vas a la tienda a comprar y te pone unos precios muy altos.
We have diverted internal resources to better meet demand in key areas. And I'm pleased to say that's led to a statistically significant 2.7% increase in refugee satisfaction. But if my data remains unconvincing, I suggest you inquire with Provisioner Plotnik inside the lift building. Simply tell her Archivist Widmark approves brief use of her time. Then back to it I shall get.
I miss mice, I swear. It's nigh on impossible to find decent animal remains in these parts.
I remember this place before the war.
Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to how it was? Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to how it was?
I wish. Between the invaders and the order defecting,
keep your
there's
behavior
no putting this rat
acceptable
back into the camp.
parameters.
Right about now.
Wasteland, void of life.
Guns cocked and loaded. Give the signal. distraction for you.
Back in business.
¿Por dónde tengo que bajar? Por aquí.
Lara, you owe me a sparring session. Get your gloves and warm up.
What? Again? I don't suppose you'd accept a time or something. Wow.
Come on. I already promised I won't throw elbows this time. Where's your fighting spirit?
Must have had it knocked clean out of me. In fact, why don't I go look for it now?
You ain't gonna climb the corporate ladder with that attitude. You could just learn to duck, you know.
We regret to inform you Zerania Manufacturer 7 is presently under lockdown. Unauthorized entry is barred due to contrivance malfunction, laboratory mishap, and/or miscellaneous unspeakable dangers.
Please call again at a more convenient time.
Hello? Someone there? Yes? Did the missive not play, or was it garbled in some way? Are you somehow struggling with coherence? If so, to be clear, Zerania Manufactory 7 presently and for an indeterminate time is in lockdown. That means no external transmissions, no visitors. Wait, you have a writ? From the abbot? But we don't have any means of... yes, they said they have a... yes, sir.
This is Factor Métadier. Am I to understand you have orders from the abbot? Quite convenient for you. I have no way of verifying without allowing you entry. Very well. Come inside and we'll see this sorted. Building on the left.
Yes, right over here. You're not getting down below until you talk.
So, the abbot deigned to send someone whilst we're contending with all manner of emergencies, did he? Wait, is that an Auntie's Choice enhanced soldier with you? Oh, I see what this is. Stay back. We have no desire to escalate things further. Don't do something you'll regret.
We want answers, not a fight. And if indeed there's any retribution to be had, it won't be by my hand. Tell him, Commander.
Surely. Far be it from me to question the irreproachable prudence of an enigmatic caller. Sometimes I cannot fathom what goes through the abbot's mind, but your papers do seem to be legitimate. I will unlock the elevator so you can speak with Proctor Svoboda below. I'll send word you're en route, but fair warning, I cannot predict what reception you will receive. I expect your behavior will remain impeccable. As soon as I've seen to securing the facility, I'll be along straight away. The recent attack may have originated from this facility, but I assure you it was not at our hand. We have no desire to resume open warfare with Auntie's Choice. One of our transport pods filled with Zeranium was diverted toward, or more specifically at, their location. Though functionally correct, I assure you. The transport pods are fired into space, where they are collected for redistribution. To date, no one has ever misused them for this purpose, despite the explosive nature of the material. Fortunately, we have potentially identified the culprit, and we have managed to corner the apparent perpetrator down below, which would be a good thing if they had not, somehow seized control of the manufactory operations. Our suspect, one Initiate Alva, previously supervised launch controls. Though steadfastly maintaining her innocence, she has also barricaded herself in the operations control room below, a move not likely to allay anyone's suspicions. An understandable perspective. I fear I must concur. I admit I'm to a reasonable degree pleased you are on hand to corroborate current suppositions. May your query yield favorable results.
It evidently originated here. Transport pod full of Zeranium. Blue outpost opportunity to naught but tinges and fringes. Has it...
Initiate Alpha, stand down. Relinquish control of this facility immediately.
Oh, my dear Proctor, you can't believe a low-level drudge like me is responsible for any of this.
You'd have us all believe you seized control to demonstrate your innocence. Wait, is this being broadcast?
I have no idea how this audio doodad works. You're the one in charge here, Proctor Svoboda. Are you sure you didn't do something?
I demand your unconditional surrender and...
Hello, Proctor? I'm pushing buttons over here now. Did I disconnect you somehow?
What's her name took over? I'm not clear to speak with random factors.
Mira a ver si rollo. Mientras esté de espalda no pasa nada.
Ah, yes, of course. Next on my list of lowest probability events, strangers sent by the abbot, gallivanting about amidst a lockdown. If we'd been able to communicate beyond our walls, I'd have saved you a trip. As I can successfully report, we have identified the responsible party. It's less what happened than who happened. Initiate Alva, that is. A low-level subordinate, assigned here years ago. Her role was to launch transport pods of volatile uranium to collection points in space. Not at the outposts of our rivals. Those poor, short-sighted commercialists. A spy or turncoat, no
En este
doubt.
juego es que hay mucha
A
charla.
sleeper agent from one of those secret
Hay
enemy
acción, pero hay
programs
mucha
you're always
charla.
hearing about. Within a beat of us hearing of the attack, Alva seized command of the system and locked herself in the control center. She then forcefully repelled several attempts to extricate her. 2 are dead already. Poor Jacobs lost a hand trying to pry free the outer doors. Why, she could destroy this entire place at any moment from in there. I implore you to stop her before she does so. I fear violence may be our only recourse. Fervent professements of innocence, mostly. You know, exactly what you'd expect a secret traitress to claim. Dramatic attestations that grew quite animated. I suppose spies must build up a flair for histrionics. What with all that, hiding their identities and all. Then bursting forth like a pent-up arachnid. At any rate, I have work to do, and you have a
Buenas tardes,
saboteur
David.
to eliminate, yes? You'll forgive me if I politely defer. While I'd hardly depict this as a crisis, I do have a few irons in the fire. I'll be in my office. Let me know once she's no longer a problem.
Now, this is important. Would you describe the Varachnid's Calicity as slavery when it attacked? How much viscous fluid would you estimate was involved?
I don't know anything about the fluids involved.
2 exemplars.
Of course, she's hiding something. You think those 2 exemplars just fell wrong? They're hardly prone to involuntary self-injury.
You're disproving your own substantiation. Her actions prove otherwise, I suppose?
Oh, hello. A visitor. And who are you, dear? You're what? Some maverick for hire. Oh, no, I can see it now. Earth Directorate, yes? Like Commander Zane and that rascal Buddy. And who is that you brought with you? A friend. Ah, an Auntie's Choice grafted soldier. You poor dear. And someone else. Another Earth Directorate agent, I see. Seems sad.
Is she talking about me?
All this for me. Fear I hardly deserve such attention. This entire business is just a terrible misunderstanding. Oh, believe you me, I'd like to know that more than anyone. I am thoroughly unaware how anyone would think me capable of all this. I was apparently at the wrong point in space at the wrong point in time. Really? Do you see me, a saboteur? But don't they always attempt to, flee the scene? I'll tell you exactly what happened. Our transport pod leveled outpost opportunity. I immediately realized someone must have bypassed my terminal. I initiated a lockdown to block further tampering. Had I not, additional attacks may have continued. Now, despite a long record of dedicated service, who's being blamed for this calamity? Me, somehow.
Estaba a punto de poner San Andreas hoy, pero digo, ostras. Quiero poner el Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Tenía ese o el otro.
I hate to speak poorly of management, but we work folk around the manufactory consider the proctor something of a petty bureaucrat, dear. I assume she's acting as any functionary would, assigning blame to appear in control. But you know the type, surely. Yes, that was terrible. I feel awful. Though technically speaking, they did kill each other. There was a scuffle. Their weapons fired. It was a most unfortunate thing. Dear me, I wish I did, but... Actually, there may be a way you could gain answers here. The firing record should contain all relevant details regarding the launch. Why, yes, I could unseal access to the records repository for you and open the path.
Por eso entiendo que José lo juegue ahora menos. Es enorme ese juego. Quita muchísimas horas. Si le dedico horas al Crimson, no le puedo dedicarle horas a otros juegos. Es que es así. No puedo jugar dos juegos a la vez.
If you need to hear me say it, surely. I promise not to destroy this facility with all of us in it. Was that reassuring enough? Appreciate your help, dear. Please return when you have found something. May the plan favor us against long odds.
Hay que buscar pruebas si ella es inocente o no.
Investigator?
Qué la puta que nos vea robando, tío.
This unit is currently unavailable for meaningless interaction.
Me faltan habilidades.
Patrol's back, I hear. Don't see Auntie's being too discreet.
Our Earth Directorate friend. Hello. I've been conversing with Factor Matadier here while you were away. Understand you've met?
Yes, they witnessed me rather discomposed, I fear. Visions of Auntie's choice reprisal clouded my thoughts at the time.
José juega South of Winnie en PlayStation Pro. Se ve de loco y es corto el juego. Sí, ya lo sé, que es corto. Si yo lo completé, lo puedes mirar en el canal. Lo completé este juego en la Xbox Series X cuando salió. Sí lo sé. Pero me pasa que no hace mucho que lo completé. Me da pereza volver a jugarlo.
The Factor is less accusatory in his questioning than certain others, which I respect. Good manners cost nothing, I always say.
Troops now guard the entrance above. Our safety addressed, I have turned my attention to the cause of our situation here, and I have deemed it wise to investigate further. Do not let my position fool you. All within the Order are scienticians, and hence we seek the truth of any hypothesis based on evidence. The Proctor's accusation is no different. A recent security audit brought up several curious messages meant for an unknown party, sent from a terminal somewhere on the premises. We were unable to track down the whereabouts of this mystery terminal, but one message contained certain oblique references to placing blame. Nothing conclusive, yet enough to give me pause.
You examined the launch records, yes?
Yo creo que Alba es inocente.
Did you find anything,
La mala es la otra, la que hemos encontrado antes, que no me acuerdo cómo se llama.
I suppose the data wipe was meant to cover their trail. The physical records would have been altered, dear, presumably by some difficult-to-discern chemical means. Ah, but listen to me. What do I know about this sort of thing? I know I've watched too many Aetherwave serials. Suppose they fuel my fervent imagination. But still, even the most junior scientist knows the best explanation is one requiring the fewest assumptions. Ergo, I set the correct coordinates. Someone overrode them.
Los combates siempre es muy monótono, muy... Al final cansa un poco. A mí me pones 10 horas más con ese juego, no lo completo.
Someone may be pulling her strings, perhaps. That's what investigators like you say, isn't it? Now, what you uncovered appears to imply 2 further avenues of inquiry. A Zeranium leak occurred moments after the launch. I imagine it may have been used as a diversion, allowing the culprit time to falsify the record. The overriding of the coordinates also deserves a look. Don't you think?
I can speak to the coordinate override, I believe. All commands are routed through the hub in central processing. If one meant to accomplish what you're suggesting, they would likely look to do it there.
I expect the Zeranium leak stemmed from alterations to the control boards and refinement logistics. I look for any signs of tampering that may point to the culprit.
Mañana tengo familia en casa y no creo que pueda hacer... Bueno, por la mañana puedo hacer un directo hasta la 1, pero por la tarde no. Mañana tarde no.
All right. There. I've unsealed both areas. With hope, what you discover will help us determine the responsible party.
¿Vosotros qué pensáis? ¿Que ella es inocente o no?
If the Proctor sends anyone, I'll say I'm close to convincing you to surrender.
Yo creo que es inocente ella. Que la quieren culpar.
Well, Boulder sure has it out for that initiate. Guess I would too if Alva had killed a bunch of my colleagues.
You know, I imagine the actual perpetrator.
How are you still upright over there? Ready to waste it on your command. Appreciate a little help, Commander. Knew you had my back.
Back in business. Medical pack out.
Over here.
Thank you kindly. I am decidedly in your debt. Anything you need? Anything I, a lowly archivist, can provide you, a heroic individual who is handy with doors?
¿A quién se le ha pasado este juego?
Of course. I am now able to breathe easy and respond freely. Strange question, but yes, all commands path through the hub here. Through that wiring underneath that open floor panel in the back of the room, actually. Well, in my professional opinion, looks like
Nadie se lo ha
someone
pasado.
rerouted some commands from
Nadie se ha pasado este
operations.
juego. Joder.
Not sure which ones. Based on the sloppy state it was left in, I'd say they either barely knew what they
Juego
were
del
doing
ex,
or were in a
el ex 2 es
rush.
más,
Or
más
both.
chungo. Ese le echa un montón de horas. Es más difícil que este.
I was in my cot doing advanced equations. After the explosion occurred, I rushed here to check my terminal. The door was creaky to open. I should have known it would lodge in place when
Hombre,
it closed, but
tienes
I
al
was distracted by
Oblivion,
the disheveled state of the room and
Oblivion
rushed inside.
Remaster o Oblivion Remake, no sé lo que es eso. Prueba ese.
Works in operations,
Tienes al
right?
a
Always
Bobe,
on about her stories.
otro juego.
Wish I had time to watch serials and read all day. Well, that's about everything I know about everything. Let you be on your way. Careful on your way out. Try not to be liquefied and subsequently devoured.
¿Se ha ido el tío ese o no? Ah.
May all your endeavors elicit expected results.
Vector's been in there a while now.
Alva's been here for how many years?
May all your endeavors add to the equation.
You'd think if she were responsible for the attack, she'd have happily thrown it in my face.
A Deliver Mars, del espacio. No he vuelto a jugarlo.
Ah, yes. Suppose you'll do. I'd been hoping an empiricist or a Pssr would amble by, but you appear reasonably apt. The Zeranium overflow venting has gone completely haywire. Oh, what else will this higgledy-piggledy nightmare of a day bring? I was ordered to keep watch until a specialist arrives. Might I entreat you to act in such a capacity? The control board to divert the flow of Zeranium is up yonder in refinery logistics. If so, I have something for your time and effort. Well, as a fellow student of science, you'll be especially interested in what I have to offer. We developed a pharmaceutical primer that, technically it poisons you a little, but also heals you quite effectively. Shut off the gas, it's yours. Tremendous. Why, this day may average toward the positive yet. May deliberate endeavors beget expected results.
always account for standard deviation.
May all your theories prove true.
Oh, hello, dear. Why, we were just talking about you.
Or specifically, potential implications for a multitude of troubling scenarios, based on probable results of your investigation, downstream outcomes, and such and the like.
You know how the Order is, always calculating something. But please, tell us what you discovered.
That you found evidence that the coordinates were rerouted is definitely something. Would be an odd step for Alva here to take.
¿Ves? Manipularon
Perhaps to throw
para
blame
hacerle,
elsewhere.
para ella que
I
hacerla
admit I had the
culpable.
knowledge to cause the
Es
leak,
inocente, la
but
mala es la otra.
not the authorization. And yes, why would I reroute coordinate commands away from here?
I'm sufficiently certain our proctor is conspiring with an outside party. So I'm coming out now. She's going to tell me who she's working with. Then I'm going to kill her.
Wait a minute. You're going to what? Our investigation, it's unfinished. And you're an initiate. What are you talking about?
Oh, I see you two thought you were proving my innocence. No, you
Esta
were helping
inocente,
identify
pero
my
tiene cara
target.
de mala, ¿eh?
I'd advise you, dears, to help or stay out of my way. Proctor Svoboda needs to pay for her actions.
Yes, I concur. That may be the only part of this that seems certain. You are far more capable than some back manufacturing button pusher. Who are you, really?
I am a dedicated agent of the Order, but no, dear. My name is not Miriam Alva. I am Marisol Delgado, formerly of the Department of Preemptive Causal Redirection.
That group was just a story to scare novice scienticians. Next, you're going to be telling me you're... Wait. It is you, isn't it? The one they called the Endpoint.
Marisol's fine, thank you, dear.
I must admit, I'm not entirely sure. The rumors about your department. They said anyone who might delay the equation being solved disappeared. If there are any hints of truth to that, I find it severely at odds with Order
Vaya lío,
tenets
tío.
for balancing efficiency with
Entonces nos
humanity.
recomiendo jugar este
This
juego.
is hardly the time for a history lesson or debate, I'm afraid.
Si te gusta lo que ves, sí. Si te gusta todo esto,
I arrived decades ago to lie low after a difficult assignment. More than that, I have nothing to speak on at present.
That you are who you are, and are standing right, and have been here for years. It's all much to digest. I suspect your methods are not my own, nor the Order's, as I know it. And I fear your intentions for Proctor Svoboda. I cannot be party to this, but neither shall I stand in your way.
A wise calculation, my friend. Good thing you showed up when you did. You saved me from having to kill everyone here.
Pero es que es verdad. La respuesta que le he dado es verdad. Si es que hay gente que no le gusta este tipo de juegos así. Y hay gente que le gusta. Un tema muy personal.
Svoboda has much to answer for. Let's go see that she does.
What's this? What are you doing here? Come to surrender, I take it?
After decades keeping this identity, your inexpert blundering has rendered it obsolete. I am Marisol Delgado, former head intercessor of the Order. This would be an ideal time to confess everything before you die.
You can't possibly be party to all this. Not with her vast misdeeds so readily apparent.
Our investigator has definitively determined my innocence following a thorough investigation.
Establecen diferencias igual es mucho decir. Realmente no tengo ni idea de quién tiene la culpa, pero me vendría bien contar con Marisol. No. Ya, si no confiesa, pégale un tiro. Vaya, ensarta. Establecido definitivamente, igual es mucho decir. Yeah.
Wait, you can't possibly believe this balderdash. This is all nothing more than a flagrant example of artifice and bunco. An elaborate song and dance from an admitted imposter.
Enough, traitor. You made your play. You lost. No more
Le
deception.
pega el tiro.
No more lies. Time to pay what is due.
No, wait,
Se lo ha cargado.
Thus concludes a thoroughly distasteful business. What a nice and thoughtful thing to say, dear. Best search her office. Someone clearly was pulling her strings.
Qué bueno, tío, qué bueno.
But makers and choosers.
The terminal unsealed the effluvium repository. That's traditionally off limits. Ideal spot to hide something. We should take a look. Space used to be brimming with runoff chemical sludge. It's been renovated, I see. Another terminal. Go ahead. You should have the honors. The Proctor's efforts appear part of a larger scheme. Ah, of course. I should have assumed you had a greater purpose here. This whole affair reminded me of the old days.
Pues era mala la otra.
The blood, the secrecy, the calculations and intrigue.
José, luego que vas a
Been
jugar
trying
la
to
noche.
tell myself I didn't
Ahora
miss it. But
lo
in
dejamos
action, I fear
creo
ill
que
suits
tenemos.
me. I have some
Hostia,
unfinished
no
business
me
I
acuerdo.
need to get back to. I could use help from an operator like
Tenemos
you.
Star Wars Jedi
Believe my
subimos.
specific skills could
Ahora,
benefit your efforts as
a
well.
las
I
10
propose a
tenemos
strategic partnership.
para
You help
Mata
me, I help you.
y a las 12
What do you
Starfield.
say?
Que si lo voy a terminar de Deliver Mars, yo creo que sí. En cuanto tenga un mes tranquilo, sí.
Good, good. It's a little crowded here, though, isn't it?
Ah, esta se ha unido al grupo. Esta se ha unido al grupo. Inés. No. Niles, vuelve tú.
Sure, I could use a few ticks off my feet. Leg has been aching a bit. But hey, you need me, you know where to find me. And don't let that one stray outside your peripherals, if you take my meaning.
Excellent.
Bueno, esta se ha unido al grupo. Personalmente podemos llevar 2. ¿Vale? Podemos ir cambiando, pero... Bueno, pues se ha unido al grupo el Marisol. Este Marisol parece una máquina, ¿eh? Un punto, lo ponemos. Vale. Mira, tenemos mejores armas, seguro. No, está bien así.
What is with the anomalous behavior?
I realize you didn't receive the most welcome of receptions here. Well, regardless, I recognize you've done right by us here today, and I appreciate your efforts.
Ought to keep moving, Commander.
Por aquí no. En cuanto subamos de nivel, lo dejamos, ¿vale? Estamos a puntito. Nos queda poquito para subir de nivel, ¿no? Si nos queda poquito. Estamos en nivel 9. ¿Veis arriba al todo a la izquierda que pone 9? En cuanto se llenan los círculos, ya estás al siguiente nivel, el 10. Nada, matando 2 bicharracos y ya está. Ya subimos de nivel.
Perhaps it would be advantageous to... No, that won't function optimally. Or we could... No, but if they deploy Manosaurs, we'd be better served the other way around.
No, pues podemos robar. Esto parece el campo de la Segunda Guerra Mundial, tío. Madre de Dios. Qué guapo el juego, ¿eh? Hostia, hay minas. Hay minas, tío. No jodas.
That's a lot of casualties. Our medics ain't equipped for this. Not even close.
Did that blast give me a dunder?
Or is some damn stranger walking into my area of operation right after we've been attacked?
You all right, officer? We saw the impact and got over here fast as we could. If
¿Qué
there's
tal,
anything
Marcelo?
We can do to part you from your bits while you're desperate? Yeah, I know your type. You go private, but then lurk in the shadows like manta wasps looking to prey on easy marks. You got any reason I oughtn't have you shot? Help? Help how? Help is an offer to contract your services to a disadvantaged party with the aim of grossly inflating your prevailing rates? Help like that? Yeah? So what exactly makes you so sure of that? Huh. Interesting. Did he say who he thinks did hit us? Not that it matters, I suppose. Not like we can muster a counterattack or anything. But even if I did believe you, so what? Seriously? You expecting me to ring up Auntie and tell her, hello, Maven of all marketing? Just letting you know that this scrutinization officer says everything's hunky-dory. You've clearly been out in the Dorado sun for too long. Ah, an offer for transaction. Now you're talking my language. Didn't reckon you as someone sympathetic to our ways. It just so happens we might be able to trade services. Normally, I wouldn't admit this kind of weakness. It's bad practice. But I'm really in the squeeze, and you might be useful. Lately, my luck's been right miserable. I got enemy sneak attacks. I got grunts murdering each other. I got unsanctioned power struggles. And it all risks reflecting badly on me. You cut down the number of issues that are vexing me, and I'll send you a word of peace and harmony up the chain. What's good for me is good for you. See? Quid pro quo. Or, if all that sounds like too much work for you, there are other ways to curry my favor. Make me believe your good intentions. Encourage me to take your side. That bomb that hit us, it was filled with uranium. So not only did it kill us the good old-fashioned way, it also caused serious poisoning. My contract medicalist over there is literally up to her elbows in it. Her hourly rate is ridiculous, and our damn auto docs have gone on the fritz from the workload. You get her the compression coil she needs to make the auto docs work, and that should cut her billable hours in half, and then I'll send your a message. There's been a murder at one of our forts. Trooper's accused of poisoning her senior officer for some preposterous reason. Problem is, I'm already short on medical specialists. The last thing I can do is waste one for days just to find out if she did or didn't toxify him. Go find out who done it, and I'll send the message you're asking for. Now, you know that's an irrevocable deal, right? As in, please remember it's legally binding, and I will sue you if you fail to get it done. So don't let either of us down.
Vale, subir el nivel 10. ¿Qué podemos mejorar aquí? Pues la ciencia. Explosivo. No. Cerrajería. Persuasión. Sí. Ventajas. Disponible 19. Pues... desbloqueo un espacio para armas adicional. Persuasión. Sí. Sí. La persuasión es muy importante aquí en este juego. Vale, reputación, ¿cómo lo tenemos? ¿Veis? Estamos súper bien, ¿eh? Estamos aquí. Iremos subiendo. Tenemos 3 facciones. La Orden del Ascendente, Subrosa, Titaganga. Tenemos todos, ¿veis? En buen nivel. Bien, bien. Acompañante. Mira, tenemos aquí un punto para acompañante. Aquí está bien. Y el Inés. No, este. Vale. Qué guapo el juego, tío. Qué guapo. Me gusta, me gusta. Hola, gente. Ya, vamos al siguiente directo. Ya os dije que cuando subiéramos al nivel 10, que nos quedaba poquito, ya hemos subido. Quería que vierais cómo funciona la progresión. Cada jugador jugando de forma diferente. Porque tú vas subiendo de nivel y vas activando unas habilidades, ¿vale? Y yo puedo activar otras habilidades diferentes. Está muy bien el juego. Muy bien, muy bien. Sientes la progresión, sientes cómo avanzas. Es imposible que te aburras porque cada misión... Es que no hay ni una misión igual que otra. Es que es una locura, tío. No es como el de vampiros ¿os acordáis de lo que completamos el otro día, el de vampiros? Que todas las secundarias eran lo mismo, matar a alguien o llevar un paquete del punto A al punto B. Aquí no, aquí es como es como Starfield o como Skyrim o como The Witcher. No hay en secundarias, parecen casi principales prácticamente, son chulísimas. Ahora, el único punto negativo que le veo a este juego, que hay mucha charla, igual que los Yakuza. Los Yakuza también tienen charla. Y no están doblados. Es el único punto negativo que le veo al juego. Pero además, es una pasada. Y cada planeta que viajas es un bioma diferente. Es súper bonito cada planeta. Son diferentes y diferentes enemigos. Una pasada, este juego. Podría hacer una maratón tranquilamente y no me aburriría. ¿Que por qué te gusta más este o Starfield? Tía. Cogería Starfield porque me gusta. Porque está doblado en español. Y porque. Es más grande que este. Es más largo y hay mucho más misiones. Pero. Si a ver, Starfield para mí le daría un 10, ¿vale? Que no es un 10, es un juego de 9, tranquilamente. Pero bueno, vamos a darle un 10. Este le daría un 8. Si este estuviera doblado en español como Starfield, le pondría un 9. Yo este le pondría un escalón por debajo de... 1 o 2 por debajo de Starfield. Para mí este es un juego... Starfield para mí es un juego sobresaliente y este es un juego notable. Para que lo entendamos. Juego notable no quiere decir que sea malo. Es notable que es muy bueno. Pero que... Joder, hay un montón de juegos que le puedo dar notable y vosotros también igual y os lo estáis pasando súper bien. No tiene que ser juegos sobresalientes para disfrutarlos. Para mí es un juego notable este juego. Para mí yo le doy un 8. Lo que pasa es que este es más corto, más. No, este a lo mejor lo terminas en 70 horas. No llega a las 100. Bueno, si haces todo, a lo mejor te puede llegar. No, 70 horas. Te va a durar 70 horas. Starfield te puede durar 200 horas tranquilamente si haces todo. Se hace campamentos, se hace cuánto. Starfield es más difícil que este. No los combates. Combates no. Me refiero en que más. Tienes que aprender más cosas. Más cosas en el juego, ¿sabes? Y este es más fácil en ese sentido. En los combates no, en los combates este es más difícil. Más difícil porque te puede encontrar enemigos muy poderosos y tú no tienes bastante potencia de arma. Entonces es mejor hacer otra misión y ya está. Te puedo contra eso. ¿Vale? Pero sí, me gusta este juego. Me gusta. Nos vemos en un minuto, gente. Hasta ahora. Gracias.